Hey all, I'm back at it with Real Flight Simulator today. Um, Yesterday, I kind of cut it short. I was flying, and it's still loaded in my last activity here. Um, JFK to Atlanta, so New York to Atlanta. I do takeoffs very well. I don't even use autopilot that much for takeoffs. Then it was just things were a little slow on my end, so I kind of fast forwarded to top of descent and then fast forwarded to landing. And landing um, did not work um, so well at all. And yeah, that was unfortunate. I mean, I tried like 4 or 5 times and I just couldn't stick it. Landing was tough, and I was using the ILS and I still couldn't get it right. But anyways, I'm very impressed with this mobile game. For some reason, let me just check what this is saying. Satellite and Earth curvature. That's right, they got that down right. They have a lot of realistic elements. New HD airports. A lot of cool things. What are events? I'm just kind of checking. Oh, so there are servers. That's like pro. I tried actually buying the professional version, and that didn't work. Not sure why, but anyway, let's jump. I'll try again later. It actually confirmed my purchase, but yeah, it didn't like something. So I'm gonna fly the Airbus once more. That's kind of been my favorite. And I like this Delta livery. So let me confirm. And today I'm flying Los Angeles to Portland. KPDX. And it's a 2-hour 22 flight, so that works well. 2 hours 22 minutes plus taxiing, of course. Although I don't think LAX is an HD airport, so there will be, or is it? No, I think it is. And I think the new ones here are new HD airports. Yeah. No, it's not, but I can start at the runway. It is, yeah. But I can't land in Portland on the runway, which is fine. But I'll start on the runway, and let's do this. So I'm gonna go through the whole checklist once more. I'm calibrating. It's cloudy and it's real weather. Yeah, let me just adjust my views. I don't need my HUD right now. Yeah, the chats are kind of random. I don't really, because I don't have the air traffic control. That doesn't work without the pro version. But let me also change my view. Cool. Oh, I'm on the runway. Let me go back. I wanted to gate take off. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Let me quickly check where this is the gate. And that's the runway. Okay, bit by bit. Okay, I'll take my time with this. And I'm just gonna do real weather. It's kind of cooler that way. So parking brake and flaps and gear, down. Okay. Checklist on the ground. Let's do the exterior inspection. I mean, it looks freaking fine to me. I mean, it's a game, so I don't really care about this part too much. Well, nose is fine. Landing gear I just checked. You can actually walk around. Right forward fuselage. I'm on the left, but that's fine. Right center fuselage, fine. Right center wing, fine. Don't tell me there's a left. Okay. Exit. All is good on the ground. Let's go to the other checklist. Pre-flight. Let's just say detanking. It's not below 0C. Parking brake is set. Check. Battery. And I've gotten this stuff down well. I wouldn't remember everything by memory. Battery is turning on. Check. APU. Oops, I checked that early. Check. No smoking. Check. Seat belts. Check. And this is a mobile game, by the way. Fuel quantity. Let's fuel up. Fuel. Am I already pre-fueled? Probably. System. Ground systems, that's what I need. What are emergency? Okay. I'll do without passengers. Load. Yeah, I have fuel for 8 hours. Is it double time? I'm just gonna go with whatever their fuel is recommended. That's fine. Passenger door is closed. Cargo door is closed. Alarm check. It's tested. Well, let me just test the fuel alarm. I've disabled audio for the sake of having my background audio. And I don't have comms chat. Let's turn on the beacon lights. Beacon lights are flashing. Turn on the engines. This takes a minute. Engine number 2. Pressure is going up. It's going to rise to 20. I guess N1 is, I'm not sure, either nitrogen or just engine pressure. Idle pressure. I'm curious to look this up, but I'm not going to now. I know quite a lot about flight sims. Okay, engine 2 is on. Turning on engine 1. And by the way, as I've mentioned, there's another game to this. What's it called? Airline Commander, which is super cool. It's like a dumbed down game, but still realistic enough. The physics are pretty darn good as well. I'm sure they use the simplified, but yet similar physics engine. And now I can turn the APU off. Cool. Ice is on. I'm kind of speeding through this today. Lights again. Turn on the taxi lights and the nav lights. Yeah, you can actually see the engine's throttling, which is super cool. Don't want to do any interior exterior inspections now. Okay. This I can... It's funny, they never say take off the taxi lights. But I'll remember when I go back to the lights. I'll just double check. Okay, I am ready to push back. Let me just check my map. There's a lot of views here. Whoa. I didn't realize how many views there are. That's not the map I wanted. Should I push back? Push back into the building and go kind of, as you can see on this map, leftwise to runway RW06R, so 6R. Yeah. Actually, I just want to adjust two things. Waypoint, I want here. These are the things I care about. Next waypoint, I want here. Then I want my altitude above sea level. And then I want my airspeed on the left. Yep, that's how I like it. So what I have now, airspeed, IAS, then my altitude above sea level, mean sea level, how far I am from my next waypoint, and the time to my next waypoint, so 9 minutes, but that doesn't really make sense in terms of, because I'm on, the ground right now. Then time to my destination, 2 hours 23 minutes, and then I have my VR, my VREF for landing, slightly above stall speed, VR for takeoff, for pitching up my nose when I'm taking off, and then VLO, velocity for lowering my landing gear. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but it should be going up. So let's push back. And yeah, kind of go forward wise. Push back kind of towards the building. That's actually a tight squeeze. We'll see. Okay, ground systems. Push back. Slight anglage. To clear. Alright, I'm done. Not much of a pushback. It just gives me enough to make that right turn. So I'm making a right turn. Yeah. And oops, parking brake was on again. There, I'm moving. And I'm glaring into kind of my phone because the way I have it is like to my face. With the comms tower, I think I'd have navigational direction, but I don't. I wish I did for like radio frequencies and stuff. It's been really weird. It says I'm signed into my other phone. A little uneven, but that's okay. Be aligned. Good enough. Clear that first turn. Now let me that's the view I want. A little wobbly. Reverse a little bit. Everything is so cluttered at LAX. And this is a pretty realistic airport, what they've done here. Like, the simulation is fairly realistic. But man, I wish I had the pro version. Cool, I can see the runway now, kind of in my sight. Nice. Speed up a little bit. 19, 18 thrust. Now, this game is much cooler than the Airline Commander game. The Airline Commander is kind of cool in its own right. Whoops. I'm being a little unsteady. Wobble a little bit. It's a cool game. It's a very cool game. And I like the lighting. Okay, let me see if I can put in some. No, I'm not capturing audio on my phone. That's just the way things are set up. So, but it's not really vertical. Alright, let me slow down. I'm gonna turn on this turn. Yeah, next is already the runway, sort of. So I'd rather turn here. Taxiing is kind of fun. When you have a full flight coming up, it's definitely worth it. When you do like partial little flights, it's not worth it. Just want to pause quickly. Check a couple things on my computer that I need to check. Yeah, but doing well so far. I've been on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, where my folks live, last couple days or so. And that's like the start of the runway, but I'm gonna curve, of course. Slow down. Well, that's the start. I can go further, I think. Or not. Alright, I'll do this super slow. Nope, I got it. I gotta turn now. Runway 6R, yep. Cool, and it's good to approach the runway slowly. Be well aligned. Yeah, so this is the start of the runway. I sometimes temporarily put things in autopilot at first because I like to do the climbs manually, and then I tick it off. Here we go. Just want to get nicely aligned here. That's pretty much down the middle. Yeah, that's like dead center. Put on my parking brake. That's one thing I forgot. Then take it off. Okay, take a little breather. And, okay. My checklists before takeoff. Strobe lights. Are on. And I'll turn off my taxi lights. Nav lights I want. Yeah. Flaps I'll set to position 2. Flight controls, well, I'll put on I'll do this in terms of flight controls. Put on my HUD. We don't need this. Cabin lights. Off. Landing lights are on. Now just after takeoff and after crossing 10,000. Is my ice on to begin with? Yes, it is. Lights are not critical. So Engines, yeah. Parking brake off, and then it's time to take off. VR is 143 knots. Let me just recalibrate one more time, and we'll be ready for takeoff. I'll see how I feel. I'm probably not doing the full flight, so I'm probably gonna climb a bit, cut forward, and then descend. But yeah, let's do this. Parking brake off. Pitch down. Keep my nose down. I am moving. I turn up my throttle gradually to 80 or so percent. Stay centered. Alright, thrust at like 83. Approaching VR of 143 knots. VR. Takeoff. I have a positive rate. Pitch down a little bit. Gear. Climb a bit. I want this thing on. I need more thrust. Something is wrong. I think I rolled a little early. I'm also climbing like crazy. There we go. Yeah, I climbed like crazy. Well, it was without autopilot completely, but that's okay. Pitch down a little bit. We'll reduce my thrust to 70. Flaps to go up. I do need some more speed. I will autopilot. I'll nav for a second. I'll autopilot speed to 246 below 150. And I'll auto nav for a little bit. But I'm pretty darn good without autopilot. Pretty darn good. I'm still climbing, so why don't I manually set my altitude? It's not exactly navigational autopilot. Like I'm still controlling the heading manually, but I want to control my altitude, as at this point any pilot would do. Yeah, so what happened was I pitched a bit too high. Pitched my nose up a bit high. Cool. Just adjusted my altitude a little bit. I'm drifting a little off course. That's okay. And I'm almost at destination of my next waypoint. I mean, still 2 hours. Manchu, how's it going? I'm not gonna crash. You kind of missed my intro, I guess. This is a really cool. I'll just pause this for a sec. It's a really cool flight simulator. Believe it or not, I'm playing on my phone. I'm taking off from Los Angeles. I'm flying West Coast and going to Portland. But how's your day been going so far? But yeah, this is a really realistic mobile simulator. Developed by Rotros. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. And this is semi autopilot. I have my speed and my altitude set, but my heading is still manual. Next waypoint. Yeah, just to kind of show you the controls. These are my engines, a bunch of things in my system. I'm not gonna crash because that makes me fail the whole thing, but like I can bounce around waypoints, and I will fast forward this. Why the hell would you go to the left coast? Yeah, I don't know, because I did New York to Atlanta yesterday. I wanted something else, but yeah, I don't know if you were here for taxiing, but taxiing was fun. But let me switch up the view also, so you can kind of see things in real time. Not real time, but from the outside. It's a pretty cool game. And the developers do New York Heathrow. How about this? I'll fly this a little more for another 5 or so minutes. Let me just autopilot this completely. I'll fly this a little more. So this is an autopilot completely. Or Frankfurt. I'll do one of those too. The weather just changed. Yeah. I'll do your first request. I'm not gonna read taxi because that's just a pain in the ass to read. It's a 20-minute process to taxi. But yeah. I'll do New York to Heathrow. I mean, after a few minutes, if you want to just kind of tell me what takeoffs and landings to do, I will do them. And as I mentioned, I take off without autopilot, and then I switch on the autopilot completely, like now. It's really fun to look at the different views. You can do like the passenger view, or different passenger views from the window, which is cool. I flew into Frankfurt and ran from Fort Benning. Nice. I can find Fort Benning if you help me locate it on the map. Heck, let's do this. So I'm gonna attempt the landing. Let me just switch to pilot. There's also follow, but it's fun. I mean, I'm flying at this point mostly north. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, I can even show you. Where is Fort Benning? If you tell me, there are a bunch of airports here that I can choose from. Actually, south of Atlanta? Okay. Southwest of Atlanta. So here's Atlanta. I don't know if they have it, but I can do Atlanta to Frankfurt. So I do want to attempt the landing here. How does that sound? I'll attempt the landing on the Alabama border. Let me check that one more time. It's cool how I can fly. Well, that's Birmingham already. It's one of these. But looks like it's not available. They do have a bunch of airports. Frankfurt should be one of the HD ones. No, it's not. That's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna attempt the landing. The full landing. Lawson Army Airfield. Yeah, they don't always have airfields. Like they have them. Like they have Hanscom Base in Massachusetts, and I've done Logan to Massachusetts on a Saab, which was cool. But yeah, let me take a couple deep breaths because landings are tough. I crashed 5 times yesterday doing the landing. Okay, here goes nothing. So temporarily turn on autopilot. I still have 6 minutes. I will keep the speed on. Yeah. I will need this guy probably on my left and just do my best. Oops, I did not want that. And I am following the ILS. So, also spoilers, let me arm my spoilers, let me pull down full flaps. Throttle is back, completely back. The speed is on autopilot. So, as you can see on the left hand, it's being auto adjusted for me. That's the one thing I want adjusted. If you see that green kind of cross, you might know a thing or two from, this is why I like not airplane builds so much, because I know quite a lot about airplanes, but I have the ILS enabled, the green cross on the top right. That's showing me rough direction. Now, I should start using the rudder as well to not zigzag, but I am slightly misaligned. Let's see. Now, I'm not so focused on the numbers, I'm focused on that green cross. Whether I stick this or not, I will do... Let's do Atlanta to Frankfurt after this. My pitch is good. I need to align this way though. No, I'm still misaligned. I was aligning the wrong way. Speed is just perfect, actually. My approach is fine, my altitude is fine, it's just I'm trying to get that alignment. Southwest Airline contract flight, pretty stewardess. Yep, I was trying to get the Pro version, which like gives a bunch of liveries and stuff. But I cannot do that. I try it, like it has a sync error with my phone. Alright, so that's better alignment. Pitch up. I guess I was a bit low. The ILS helps a lot. Pitch down, pitch down, pitch down, pitch down. Okay, I should be gauging visually a bit more. Parking brake set to 2. Now I'm avoiding all lights. This is tough. This is really tough. I could boot up my other game. Yeah, this is like a crab landing. But the physics are very real. So I'm just gonna focus on sticking this if I can. If I can. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shoot. Okay, okay. Focus. No. I missed it. I mean, that would be... Hold on. I mean, this would be a very dangerous... Yeah, I crashed. I crashed. Yeah, I should have taken off the autopilot and throttle, but if you saw my approach, it was off. It was much better than my failings. Yeah, I didn't even have my... I mean, I could rewind, But why don't we do what you suggested? And I wish I had my... See, I can... All I have is Delta. Wait, I should have Southwest. I have a bunch, actually. I'm gonna do EasyJet Berlin, but from the US. So let me take off from Atlanta. See, I tried paying for the Pro version, but it's like locked. I'll go back. And it like locked out on me. Yeah. It gives me this error, and that would give me 747s, but yeah, that's okay. It's some error because I had this on my old phone, which was traded in the Apple Store, and now I have this secondary phone, which is like identical, but something happened there. I should contact the admins of this game. But yeah, so let's take off from Atlanta. Let me find Frankfurt. Have you ever, you have Warbirds? Nice. I'd love to see you play that sometime. Is this Frankfurt? No, this is Sofia. I'm way off. Liège. Charles de Gaulle. Zurich. Do they not have Frankfurt? Okay, here's Munich. Nuremberg. Stuttgart. Frankfurt. Cool. And Frankfurt is HD. It's an HD airport. So you see more detail. What are you working on currently, by the way? And I'm not gonna taxi. Or do you really want to see me taxi? WC-51. Nice. Is that a plane or an automobile? Or a tank? Weapons carrier. Nice. Nice. So as I mentioned, takeoffs for me are pretty simple. I'm really used to them. Landings are tough. So I set my flaps to 2. I'll take off my parking brake. I'll just check my engines. I like seeing the engines throttle up. And let me just recalibrate, just to be on the safe side. And yeah, here it goes, nothing. VR is 141. Throttle at 25%. I'm moving. Pitch my nose down slightly. I keep my throttle up to like 85%. Alright, just bump up the throttle. Keep myself centered. Knots. .140, 143. Pitch up. That wasn't as smooth as I had hoped, but I have positive rate. Gear up. I'll just set my speed. That's the one thing I do. My next waypoint is about 7 knots away. See, that was pretty good for a takeoff without really any autopilot except hard setting speed. Put up my flaps. And I'm just gonna fly this a little bit and I'll try and stick the landing. Bump up my speed a bit to like 245. And I'm climbing at a slow rate, but I am climbing. Have you ever flown in real life, Manchu? What I should have done with that previous landing, and I'm gonna attempt that now. I should have helicopter time bit, nice. Why am I over speeding? Oh, because of my pitch. I've disabled the audio for this. It's kind of hard to route it from my phone. But yeah, what do you think of the takeoff so far? Pretty smooth overall, right? Yep, I'm in the air. My flaps are up, my gear is up. I'm flying in a controlled manner. And I'm pretty much on target. The physics of this are very real. I've never flown in real life, probably will never fly in real life, but yeah, I'm gonna do this landing again, and what I'm guessing with the landing, what went wrong the other time, I should have kept looking at the ILS, and I got disoriented actually. I understand how everything works and what it does. Yeah, more or less same. More or less same. So that's why I actually enjoy automobiles more. This is a steep turn. That's why I set my speed. And I shouldn't have been climbing there. I've overshot a bit, but that's okay. 1,000 feet higher. Isn't the biggest deal. Increase the throttle a bit. It's being auto throttled for me. If anything, I overshot. I'm supposed to be below. I'll pull up. I'll go on autopilot completely. So I can check my checklists. I'm supposed to be below 250 knots if I'm below 10,000 feet. As per air traffic control. Once I pass 10,000 feet, I can turn up the throttle. But it's fine. I mean, it's well above stall speed. It's 245 knots on average. 243. But yeah, let me just, it's completely an autopilot now, as I think anyone would have it. Any pilot at this point. There's just no point in manually flying this anymore, but I'm ready. I'll just do this one last waypoint, SMO double G, and I will attempt landing in Frankfurt and hopefully not fail. This won't be a super long stream. Like, I'll do like probably one more takeoff landing after this. Actually, maybe I'll fly Boston Logan to Hanscom Airfield Base if that's available. That's still roughly a half-hour flight. and that wouldn't even make sense doing on autopilot. It's just like a couple waypoints here and there. But yeah, I'll hit this waypoint. I'll attempt a landing. Yep, okay. Yeah, this is why airplanes aren't kind of as fun for me. At least maybe I have a bad impression from that Italieri F-18. But let me do the landing now and see how I do in Frankfurt. Alright, first things first. Now let me just autopilot for a second. I want to keep my flaps on 2. Arm my spoilers. I'll even set the parking brake to 2 as recommended. There's no air brakes in this game, but there's a parking brake, which I guess like compensates. I let the autopilot start aligning me. It is dark. Reverse thrust. I am keeping speed. I mean, I can't reverse it now, but I am taking off heading. I can reverse thrust, but I prefer keeping speed at 138. In fact, but why don't I reverse thrust a little bit? You can't really do much in terms of reverse thrust. I'm gonna keep... No, yes I can. But my thrust is going down ever so slightly. This is real life. I prefer to autopilot this speed in this game. Oh, right. I'll keep that in mind. But I have to keep my eye on the ILS. Probably hand on the rudder. I wish my ILS was embedded into my HUD. Gear down. Everything is set so far, looking fine. Yeah, I over-ruddered. That's the other issue. I'm low. Okay. I'm low again, but I will coast along. See, that's what happened last time. That's gonna be a botched landing, but I'm still attempting it. I was actually pretty good height-wise. That's a botched landing, sure. I think at a certain point, let me rewind. Let me do this landing again as a short landing. Here. Spoilers arm, brake on 2. I'm coming in super fast. Oh, my flaps. That is deadly. That is deadly. I actually landed it. Oh no. I drifted off. That was funny. I landed it and then I shouldn't have reversed right away. Well, I don't know what happened. It was a botch landing to begin with, but I am on the ground and safe. Quote unquote. Let me do that one more time. I wanted to do the short landing. I forgot the flaps. So trick, autopilot just for a second. Flaps full, spoilers armed. Spoilers, oops, brake on 2. Spoilers armed. Gear I'll put down. I mean, I could autopilot the whole thing. Would that be no fun? Alright, now I'm putting down the gear. I'm gonna visually cue it at this point. See, I'm still doing a crab landing. This is a lot better. This is a lot freaking better. So that's another botch landing. I landed it, but yeah, couldn't stand the runway. I'm getting better. I'm getting better for sure. Alright, one more, and then I think I'm gonna call it. Oh no, did I free? No, I think I dropped a few frames. That's unfortunate for my stream. I hope it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm dropping frames like crazy. I must be having an internet problem, but hopefully, yeah. Sorry for the drop frames, but it's resolved. I'm tapping into a few internet sources at once. Put on a different track. One of my favorite tracks. Yeah, my internet here isn't as ideal as in Boston, but let's hope that kind of resolves in a bit. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So let me see about this Logan to Boston. I mean, not Boston Logan to. That's not what I wanted. And then, you know, it might not be available on this plane. It's just too bad. It's just too big. Let me do this in the Saab. It's Manchester. So that's what I have available. But I swear in Bradley. Let me do Manchester. Super small flight. Half an hour flight. But I'll do the same thing. I'll kind of fast forward. This might not even have autopilot. Yeah, it does. Okay, VR is 103 knots. So, oops, my parking brake. And I am moving. I'll do full throttle for this guy. It's a Saab. VR. Whoa, I am pitching so high. Let me recalibrate also. Gear up. That could have blown my gear off. Just a bit. Oh, I also took off without flaps. Could have put my flaps on one. Well, this is super sensitive to air. You can see it bouncing around. Boost my throttle a bit. Oh, and I'm overspeeding. Let's do it 230 knots. And then I'll just attempt the landing and see how I do. And I'll probably head out after that. It was a solid stream. I mean, owning Microsoft Flight Simulator would be really cool. I wonder, like, I think the problem was I was over-reliant on my ILS. At a certain point, I have to start gauging visually. Oh, so I'm going to top of descent already. And it's what, 9,000 feet? Let me, I am climbing to top of descent. But let me do the landing. I'll see if I stick it this time. Okay, here I go. So, autopilot just for a bit. Oh, there's also auto approach, I think. Yeah, auto approach. Turn this on. Brake set on 2, gear down, flaps on 35. It's a slow approach. Let's hope I get this right. This is much more maneuverable. But, yeah. Let's see how I fare. So, flaps, gear, and spoiler. Oh, there are no spoilers here. And I am off with the runway. I'm very much zigzagging. That's my problem. I still have 7 nautical miles to go. I shouldn't be pitched this high. But I'm low, I'm guessing. Okay, runway's in sight. Focus more on aligning this way while glancing at the ILS. This is hard to maneuver, though. It's very, like, meaning this is overly maneuverable, which makes sense. But I wonder if people would be using auto approach at this point, like in real life or more serious flight simulation enthusiasts. Did not mean to look at all of those controls. There we go. Let me just auto approach for a moment. Just want cheating a little bit, I guess. For like another 20 seconds or so. Yeah, that kind of solved things. Okay. Just gonna see if I can stick this landing. It's so bouncy. But I guess he learned to climb these, and I am really short. But thank God I have auto throttle. I'm so short from this landing. And once again, I have pitched, or I have not pitched, but I have shifted. Did I actually hit the ground? Nope. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Pitch up. Pitch down. Come on. Whoa. Okay. Alright, I'm landing this thing. And I rolled off the runway, which is super dangerous. Yikes. But I have stopped and collapsed, but the game did not end. So I did not, I mean, I crash landed, but I landed. This, like, the physics is so intense. It's hard for a smartphone to handle. But yeah, I'm gonna, with this landing attempt, I'm gonna call it for the night. Manju, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate you being here. And yeah, that was fun. And I said I wouldn't stream, but actually I did end up mobile streaming. I'm gonna be back at it with the scale modeling though. But yeah. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Bye bye.